What's up, everyone? It's your boy Wallace Morris Vladimir. So today we have a special guest. But before we introduce our special guest, I am with the man, the Black Adam himself, Eric the Smoke Moran. So what's up, Eric?
What's going on, Vlad? Hey, everyone. We're happy to have you all here to join us. Not only are we talking about Black Adam and the celebration, not only that, Black Adam being number one around the world and everything else, but I was able to pull some strings and a lot of people didn't know I have friends in high places and all this stuff. And as if I could get anyone and anybody to talk about Black Adam and the experience, is this man here. This man is a legendary actor, pro wrestler. I mean, he's done it all. I thought I was the guy who was doing it all. This guy's done it all. And he is the most highlighted man featured for Black Adam. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to introduce to you the man, the myth, the legend, Angel Rosario Jr. Welcome to the stage, Angel. What's going on, brother?
Oh shit! That is amazing, yo.
Tell them the Men in Black sent you.
Oh,
What's
yo,
going on,
what's
brother?
up, Angel?
What's up, guys? How are we? How we doing? Brother Smoke!
What's going
Brother
on?
Smoke! How
What's
we doing,
going
Vlad?
on?
How's everybody doing?
We are doing good, man. Blessed. We're talking around the world right now. Vlad's over in Canada. I'm in the States. You're right now on set right now, right?
Yeah, so I'm not currently on set right now, but I am in Albuquerque, New Mexico as we speak. Normally you would catch me in Chicago, my hometown, but I'm in New Mexico for work right now.
Okay.
What a weekend!
Yes.
Yo.
If anyone had a big weekend, it's you.
It's you.
Oh,
It's you.
stop
For
it.
real.
If anybody, before we get into the nitty gritty, I want everybody to watch and see what's behind Eric the Smoke Moran's behind them. You see that? Anybody see that? So, by the way, giving me the props being like the legend, the myth. Stop it! I'm tiny, man. I'm tiny, you, man. Next, give the Rock that introduction again. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. But going back to that, you see how the Smoke is basically resembling. He is repping the Black Adam look there, because what Vlad, I don't know, he might have told you or not, but I actually met the Smoke in Chicago, Wizard World Comic Con back in 2014 or 15, 2014.
14.
And if I'm not mistaken, Smoke, you had the M. Bison look on?
Yes, I was rocking in
You had
Bison.
M. Bison?
Yep.
So I was under what in professional wrestling we call the gimmick, and professional wrestling, the Archangel. I had the white contacts, the white everything. And Smoke looks at me, he's like, ah, and I go, ah. We have the same eyes.
I think I still got that picture. I gotta find that picture. I gotta
Oh
find
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know where it's got to be in the database.
Yeah,
but, It was so much fun. That was my very first Comic Con, and I was seeing all these cosplayers, but the one that caught my eye the most was Eric, was the Smoke. And Brother Smoke, thank you again for the opportunity to be here, and we're gonna talk some shop with you. And Vlad, thank you so much for having me as well.
Well, I've been
Oh, it's a
following,
pleasure, bro.
yeah, because I've been following what you've been up to, man. And from one actor to another, the struggle is real. For me, I love doing background work, but for you, you're at the forefront. You're doing what I want to do. Is basically, it's like you don't have to have the biggest lines. It's your presence that makes everyone say, whoa, whoa. I mean, and again, I've stated this before. I'm like, look, when I do a movie, I want to be that guy that everyone always sees. Like, that guy's here. That guy's here. You're already living the dream. And let's get right down to it. What inspired you, not only as a wrestler, but as an actor? What inspired you to get into the business?
In show business in general, even as a professional wrestler. So that's what I wanted to do. I want to become a WWE superstar. I want to get, and I started in 2012. Tried the college thing, didn't really work out. Mostly because I couldn't really afford it,
Right.
obviously. And for those that have the power to go get a higher education because they can afford it or they have the means, by all means do so. It just didn't work out for me. So then I was like, well, I'm just gonna live my dream, becoming a professional wrestler, and I just went into, I had some matches under my belt, and a title or
Amazing.
whatnot, but for me, $20 a match isn't really something that's gonna pay the bills, you
Yeah.
know. So around that time, I started working as a bouncer, security work. So Smoke, you know a lot about that.
Yes. Yes, I do.
The and I was working at a Chicago costume shop one day. Not one day, but I was working there, and then there's these customers that would come in, and they'd look at me, and they'd be like, "Hey, are you an actor?" And I'm like, "No, but I'm a professional wrestler here in the independent scene." And they're like, "You should try it. You have this look about you." So the topic for today is unique look, and I got that about 4 times. I'm like, you know what? Okay, let me try it out. Let's see, wouldn't hurt. So in Chicago, obviously, you got the Chicago Med Fire PDR. At the time, also Empire was shooting in Chicago,
Okay.
and I was just
Mhm.
applying to be what Smoke said, background. That's how I started. That's how my inception into Hollywood got. And I was looking at how cameras were working. I was seeing how the actors were working. I'm a big movie guy myself. Before that, I'm a big fan of movies. Jurassic Park being my number one because as a kid, that was the first thing I let shots. Bang, dinosaurs. And as I'm getting older, I'm like, oh my god, the art that went behind it, the storytelling, the process. I fell in love with the process. In doing so, I was like, screw it. I'm gonna take some headshots, do some independent work, just like wrestling. You want to get up there, do the independence, and then hopefully you get noticed. And I had little to nothing on my acting resume. But an agency gave me the chance. I got my professional headshots, and again, nothing on my resume. And I had audition after audition after audition after audition. That was Stuart Talent in Chicago, nothing. And there was one audition where I'm like, if I don't get this, I'm done. I am not gonna keep getting into the room with the disappointment. And that was the audition for Chicago Med. And I went in there, balls in my hand, ready to go, deep into character. And if you guys watched the
Amazing.
episode, season 3, episode 9, I barked like a dog. I was this guy inside jail with mental instability or mental illness. The doctors come in to check up on me to give me some medication to help with that, and there's this new doctor, and I just literally, I'm in the audition, I'm hearing everybody screaming, yelling, making all types of noise except for barking. In the script, it said he barks like a dog, and I'm like, I'm just gonna imitate my dog at this point. And so I just wham, just jumped at him, just started going nuts, just barking. And the director's like, "Can you do that again? Did it again." Next week, hey Angel, you got the role in Chicago Med. That was my very first opportunity. And from there, I'm like, okay, I see
Congrats.
where this. Thank you. I see where this unique look thing is gonna. But it was a process. I'm telling you, it's a process. A lot of people think that just because we, as actors, are getting some stuff in and whatnot, it's still a hard process to try to get noticed. Like a lot of people who are in the business, Smoke knows this. It's hard,
Yes.
but
Yes.
you grind, and hopefully you get an opportunity to be in one of the biggest films of the year, and it happened. I am
And
blessed
you
by
get
it.
the
I am
first
blessed by
shot. You
God.
get the first scene. You get the first scene of the movie with The Rock. Come on, that is way over what you expected.
Again, oh my God, you just hit it right on the head. I remember auditioning for that, and that was I had nothing, no bookings from 2017 all the way to 2021, and I was on set there actually here in New Mexico for a movie called Running Gun. Not a big budget movie, but I got the audition for an untitled Warner Brothers project. I'm like, I guess. But then I saw the producer's name and I said, wait a minute, Danny Garcia, Dwayne Johnson. Is that what I think it is? All right, whatever. I didn't really put much thought into it. And then my manager, Curtis Feckle, who best manager in the game, in my opinion. Um, and I was in his like kitchen area. He has like this thing because he helps out all the other actors that he represents. And we're just going at it. He gives me this airsoft rifle, and we're just on it with the audition. And I sent it out via my Atlanta agent, and I forget about it. And then the day after, I get a check of it. basically they're asking, "Hey, are you available for the project?" I'm like, "Yeah, cool. Oh, I gotta check it. Go that fast? Okay." And then, oh my God, I finished the project here, went back to Chicago. I remember that was just, when the COVID shot first started coming out. I got my second one. I got an audition, and I did that, and I was on hold, which is like a step after check of veil, meaning you're almost there, but you're not quite there.
Okay.
And they pulled it. They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna release you from the hold, meaning you didn't get the part." And I'm like, "You know what? Screw this. I'm taking a nap. I'm done."
Right.
Then I started doing
So
one of these.
You
Yeah.
never, you still didn't know it was for Black Adam.
No, I didn't. I didn't know it was for
Okay.
Black Adam at that point. But this was another audition that I did. They pulled it, whatever, and I was just tired because of the effects of the vaccine. So I just went to sleep. Woke up, was doing one of these with a friend of mine who just got a Chicago Fire booking, and I'm like, "Dude, finally, you've been working so hard."
Right.
And as we're talking, I get an email. I do one of these, and it's my Atlanta agent. "Congratulations, you're booked on Black Adam." I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute, stop, wait, I gotta call you back." I just went nuts. I'm like, "That's what it was?" So I'm like, "I gotta call you back." And I'm over here running around the house screaming, and my parents are like, "What the heck is wrong with you? You guys don't understand." And I showed her like, "What is this Black Adam thing?" "That's the Rock's freaking movie." And I called my manager. I called his wife, who was my coach now, and I'm just, I'm just over here bawling, dude. And that was the moment. I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna be on set with The Rock." What?
Okay, this is crazy. This is
And then the rest
crazy.
is history. The rest is history.
Okay,
And
so before we go with other question with Angel, we'll show you that little clip footage of
Yeah.
Angel in Inner Gang with Black Adam. So let's take a look at that.
Let me see your hands.
Dude, that was freaking. I still trip every time. I
This
remember
is
I remember
crazy.
seeing that scene, and I was laughing I'm sitting in the theater. I'm in my Black Adam suit, and I'm trying not to laugh because when they were like, "You go, and you're like, "This mother."
damn it.
And then when you go right into the scene, I was just like, dude, because they extended it out a little bit more. In
Mhm.
fact, they showed this before the movie came out. Dwayne and the production company was pushing that whole scene. Like they showed the explosion, and then they went right to you. And I remember sending you that, and I was like, dude, they're already promoting you. And
Yeah, the teaser. Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
teaser when it came out.
yeah, so you gotta realize that's major for you because your face is seen everywhere around.
Yeah,
the
that was a
world.
big shot. That was
Yes.
a big shot of
Yes.
you getting burned by the Man in Black.
And the effects
Black
and everything
Adam.
on you and
Yeah,
all
the
that.
effects, everything.
Yes.
So tell us, how was it? Because there's the I'm coming on scene and the interaction with the Rock. So how was it? How did you feel about that?
So, okay. So now for this part, word of the segment is electrifying. And before we go into that, we've already spoke about my love for professional wrestling. It's my first love.
Yeah.
And my cousin introduced me to the WWE, WWF back then. SmackDown. I can see it. It was a Thursday back then when SmackDown was on UPN.
Oh wow!
And I'm seeing Kane for the first time. I'm like, "What the heck is this?" I saw the Big Show. If you smile, and here comes The Rock. I'm like, "Oh, whoa! What is this? What am I watching right now?" And I latched on.
Okay.
I latched onto that, and he was my number one. Nobody could ever tell me anything about The Rock, and then he left to go to movies. So that kind of hurt me a little bit. So I'm like, damn, I can't see my favorite in wrestling anymore because that was my escape
Okay.
from the world. But then here comes another certain Man in Black. Oh yes, if you know what I'm saying. So we won't get into that, but You know who I'm talking about. The Undertaker. But going forward to being on set, holy my God, I was just looking around and I saw the Rock of Eternity. I'm like, what am I doing right now? Like, this is nuts. I can't believe this. Like, you would dream to be in a movie, but being in that movie on set for that film, I'm like, what? And as a professional and as an actor, I'm like, okay, relax.
Yep.
So here's the thing, though. I worked mostly with Smoke. I know you know Tanawai Reed, The Rock's double.
Right.
The Rock was busy that entire week because I know that was his daughter's birthday that weekend as well. And with COVID and stuff like that, everything was still a little bit touchy-feely. And that everything that we did, you know, was with Tanawai Reed, was with The Rock's cousin, who was his stunt double since Scorpion King. However, we heard, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Dwayne Johnson's about to come to set. We're going to ask all actors to step off. They were going to get his close-up, so whenever you see the real smoldering Black Adam, that was him. And I stepped off. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to meet him. No, well, okay, whatever. So I was just sitting on my phone, and all right, that's a wrap for Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Everybody, I'm in the back in the distance somewhere, and he's shaking hands, and I see him in the distance, and he just walks by, and he goes, "How you doing, bro?" I'm like, "How you doing, sir?" Quick 5 seconds. He was with the senator. He's busy. He's got to go. I understand. Professionally, I'm like, okay, hey, that was The Rock. Inside, as the wrestling fan, I'm like, like, dude, I watched you as a kid. Like, when it comes to The Rock, it's the wrestling persona that I saw on television. Scorpion King, my favorite Dwayne Johnson movie is Scorpion King.
Okay.
So that was like, holy what? Did that just happen? Oh my God. So, but then going back to being there, it's just like, again, it's like that electrifying. It's that personality that he has. It's like, what the hell what is this? I don't know what's going on.
Well, I mean, when you saw
we can all agree about what you say, electrifying personality.
Right. Well, when you saw the scene come together, I think like what was your reaction when you saw after post-production, you saw that scene married all together, like in one fluid scene, and you're in the scene, like technically you're in the scene with him, even though you. So how did that make you feel when you saw it? When you officially saw it, like
I was nervous. Smoke, I was nervous, brother. I was like, are they gonna like? So I'm thinking what they used for the film was the teaser. That's all I thought, and then it was just gonna be the gun blazing, Black Adam is here. Blah, 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 blah. When I sat down and saw it with my manager, his wife, and his and another actor friend here in New Mexico, I'm just like this. Holy what is going on right now? Everything that we did on set, and secrets for you guys being on set. Jaume Collet Serra is the director of Black Adam, for those who don't know, and he's a Spaniard. He's from Spain. So when we were working on the scene, I got on there. So here's the crazy part about this, though, a little bit. 20 people read for that role, not for mine. That entire the audition that I did, 20 actors read for it. Only 5 were picked from that, and there was no guarantee of those lines. Okay, no guarantee. So when I was going in, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna be a glorified extra. But still going to be on set with Black. It's going to be amazing. So the director's introducing himself to everybody, and I'm like, wait a minute, I know that accent. He's Spanish. Hey, and then I say, mucho gusto, me llamo Ángel Rosario. Es un placer trabajar con usted. In Spanish, I'm say, hey, nice to meet you. My name is Angel. And he's like, oh, un placer trabajar. Me llamo Jaime. Blah, blah, blah. You know, he responded in Spanish. I'm the only one to speak to him in Spanish on that set.
He felt home with you.
Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I just wanted to do that just to do that. Not any special treatment or anything. I just wanted to do that just so he knows that, hey, I get it.
Right.
So
Mhm.
he sets everybody up in that scene. The scene where he goes, go check them out, blah 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 blah.
Right.
That was improv. He added that to the film. That wasn't in the script. He added that to the film. That entire thing where we're all in line after the big explosion, and he gave me the opportunity to go up and say, "Hey, amigo, let me see your hands." It was just
that is a big moment.
Are you kidding me? He said, in the script it says, "Hey, let me see your hands," but Joseph Gatt, the squad leader, Philip Forna, the other actor, the African intergang. Then you had Derek Russo, the Russian intergang, and then you had me, and they're doing accents, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm not gonna go talking like this. I'm gonna, I want to do this also to add a little representation of Latino culture.
Yes.
Let me ask the director, and I asked him in Spanish, hey, would it be? So everybody's doing an accent. Would I be able to say like the same thing, but maybe add a little, hey, amigo, let me see your hands, like if there, like a little,
Right.
a little taste on it. And he said, go for it. So, bang. Everything you saw there was improv, and I was nervous, Smoke, Vlad, because I was like, oh, I don't think it's gonna make the cut. The movie's very, very important, and me watching them, like, they used everything. What? So I'm just in disbelief at that, and you're not the only one, Vlad, to tell me that. And Eric, there were many other people that are hitting me up. That a lot of friends of mine and actors. You had the most memorable death of the movie. I'm like, stop it. What about Sabak? What about the no. You don't get it. And I started to think, wait a minute. I'm the first confirmed kill.
Yes.
That Black Adam has post 5,000 years of wait. What?
And that whole scene with him just standing there in the pose and I was like,
got to the other scene that you, like you said, hey, amigo, let me see your hands. And then all that sequence, like, dude, you're gonna get fried, but we'll remember you, because every time you say, yo, that's a guy.
The first kill, guys, the first confirmed kill that Black Adam had on screen. And I was telling my manager, and he was like, dude, wait a minute. You had the most. I'm like, nah. I'm over here trying to play the modest card, but they're right. It's like I'm watching, and I play the whole thing. With me, I have a process because I hate watching myself on screen because I feel like I did something wrong, and then I'll point at myself like, I did something wrong. And I thought they were gonna cut it short, but they used everything from the check them out. But say you go, but say you're done. Hey, amigo, let me see your hands. Gonna go for it. He grabs. What they used everything and took their time for that, and then everything else just says bam, 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 bam. So, a blessing and an honor and a privilege just to be in that film, just to be considered, and just to be here with you guys talking about it. I don't know what's going on anymore.
I mean,
yeah,
of course,
you did great.
Well, of course, it's going to open up more opportunities for you, more doors for you. I mean, and it was funny because the same weekend that was coming out, you also appeared in the premiere of the pilot episode for Supernatural: The Winchesters. That same weekend,
I saw it. Amazing.
And so it was surreal because I know it had to have you like, oh my god. And maybe weeks before that, Cobra Kai. And again, you had a memorable moment. And so it was just like, it's just like one thing leading to another. But that was all the work you were putting in all that time. And a lot of people don't know, as an actor, it's a lot of work. It's a patient. You had to be patient, and then you also got to move on to the next project because that one may take a while. It may never come out. We as actors, we never know what to expect. So when a moment comes up like that, when you have a moment like that, that's going to be seen throughout. And remember, they introduced your scene, way back in 2020 or
2021, November.
Yeah. So when we saw it on Fandom and they premiered it, we were like, and I was rooting for you because it was funny because when you sent me the little picture, and I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, he must have just found this on internet and all, and it never dawned on me that, and I was like, oh my God, holy. And I'm like, I was hitting you. I'm like, dude, do you realize they just showed you on? And you were like, oh, what? No. And I'm like, dude, they just,
Well,
and then I
it's a
knew it
big
blew
video.
up. Yeah, it's a major thing. I mean, despite for me and Vlad having our moments and experience in the light and the sunlight, dude,
Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, well, look, you got to admit, between the three of us, we've been seeing across the globe as far as Black Adam premiere, Black Adam promotional stuff, like for the three of us. So it is cool because you're on his page, I'm on this page, and it's just like it's surreal. It's surreal. So really, bro.
But I'm kind of jealous of your Smoke. You know that, right? Well, I'm kind of jealous of the Smoke. No. No.
You gotta be jealous of Vlad. You gotta see Vlad's video. You have to see his video with Dwayne. Like that's a whole.
Really?
Yes. When you see him.
Yeah, I've met him too.
Like
I was able to shake his hand.
It was funny because the day after I shot my promo with Dwayne, then the next day, because he and I were coordinating, I said, "Oh, dude, I'm going to New York," and it just happened out of the blue. And then he's like, "Yo, he's coming to Canada. I'm going to do some stuff," and it was not planned out. Everything just kind of happened, and next thing I know, I'm on Dwayne's page, and they're highlighting all of his stuff.
This is the face of a man who doesn't believe you.
You got to see.
Yeah, we'll send you the video. We'll send you the video.
Yeah, the video is tripping.
The reason why I'm saying I'm jealous is because you guys were actually able to. Because you Smoke. I know you. I don't know how many times you've seen or met the Rock, Vlad, but I know Smoke. He knows Smoke by now. And I'm like, God damn it! I was in the goddamn movie, and I couldn't even shake his hand. And all I wanted to do was shake his hand and say thank you.
But he's gonna. You don't think he's not gonna remember you if he bumps into you? Oh, he will.
He will.
Dude, you got to remember. You got to understand something. This the number one film. That scene alone was pushed heavily in the promotion of the film. Whatever you may think, whatever you may say, out of everyone that's in the scene besides the main cast, you were the most highlighted person for that film. So you got yeah. So it's
stop it.
No, I mean,
no, but for real. We look at other members of Energang. You're not someone that he's just
or wearing a helmet
around a fluke. No. We remember what do you remember about Energang or the first guy who got killed in the Stone of Eternity? You're the first.
I got Mortal Kombated, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely Mortal Kombat. Fatality, brute.
Yes,
fatality.
Yes, you did. So I mean, you got it's humbling, but at the same time, it's got to make you feel good because you've been having all these blessings. So it's a lot of blessings.
Oh my God.
And between the three of us for the Black Adam, I call it the Black Adam experience. For the Black Adam experience with the three of us, it has hit us on a lot of different levels, on so many levels, and it's humbling at the same time. I mean, granted, I've met and interacted with Dwayne on 3 different occasions throughout our careers, both when we were both, wrestlers and I was starting out in the independent circuit. The next time he was doing movies and I started doing independent films and I was still wrestling at the time, and then to the present. And so, look, I had Miss Garcia come over to me doing the carpet.
I know,
and she was like, I want to thank you for all the hard work. And so it's surreal. And I'm like, it's an honor. I'm like tripping about it. And again, you got to understand for us, for people like us, this is not something we plan like, I have a plan. I'm going to, it just kind of happened.
Never planned that.
So, okay. So you guys are asking all the questions. It's time for me to ask a question. Look at the way the suit was made. Like I'm looking at the suit, your suit, and Vlad, I believe you were Hawkman, correct?
No.
It's not someone else.
That's my boy Demetrius. I was trying to
someone else.
Yeah.
Okay. Nevertheless, you guys are a part of the experience when it comes to the DC fandom. Smoke, you were a part of the marketing in New York, like this, if we're gonna need someone to represent Black Adam, to market Black Adam, they chose you. Give me that. Like, tell me how that emotion just
it kind of fell into place. We myself and Hellspawn Cosplay, who does Hawkman, he got a chance to interact with Eldris at San Diego Comic-Con. So he already knew, they knew each other prior. So when we went down there, I remember when I bumped into Dwayne and we were shooting a promo, and I said, we're going to be at Times Square as Black Adam and my buddy as Hawkman. And he was like, bro, I got to see this. I can't wait to see it. So we're in line to go get premiere screening passes. And me being me, noticed somebody from the WB. I walked over to him and I told him, I said, you know, who I was. I said, I just had a promo with Dwayne earlier, and here's what I look like. And I showed him the video of me transforming into Black Adam. And then Demetrius showed him Hawkman. So he was like, look, you know, we're going to have a fan activation in Times Square, you know, and he was giving me all the scoop of what to do. We went down there. We were the only people representing in costume as cosplayers
dressed up
in New York.
And so when the producers, the production people saw us, they were like, oh,
nuts.
They were like, we got to get you on stage. How would you feel about doing this? I was like, whatever you need, whatever you want, we are here for you guys. And it opened so many doors. They were like, because we were like, we just want to walk the block. They were like, would you guys have a problem with just being a part of the black carpet event? I was like, we're here for you. And it was, you would think we were the stars on that carpet for that moment in time, because we were getting pictures after pictures at 7 hours. Hellspawn did a whole video about it. We were on our feet for 7 hours, nonstop, and everything else. I mean, it was trippy. Zoa, the people from Zoa, the head of Zoa, Drink, he was like, I need you to do a picture with this. Dwayne was going to be thinking about promoting it on his page, and me as Black dresses, Black Adam holding the thing. It was surreal to a point where I was like, anything y'all need, let us know. We will come back, whatever. They hooked us up with VIP passes for the event. For the black carpet, they were like, can you guys, be here for? We were like, yes. Are you kidding? Yes. And of course, all the cast members, for all intents and purposes, the key people that we wanted to do pictures with, from Pierce Brosnan to Jim Lee. I mean,
you met 007.
Pierce
Brosnan.
What?
When he
what?
And it's all on video. I'll send you the video.
We talk about DJ, but Pierce Brosnan, brother.
Pierce Brosnan.
Yes.
Pierce Brosnan.
You met 007, bro.
So
yeah, he's the most recognized 007 ever.
And I think like for that moment, because Dwayne, when he came on in New York, he was swamped. Like, as soon as he came out, I mean, he was standing out in the red suit. No, people were like, oh, it's swarming him. So it was all good, because I'm like, hey, I had my time with him earlier that day. So when he was about to present the picture and he saw me, he was like, I see you over there, brother. I said, I see you, man. You're doing your thing. And so that was good enough. I was good with that. And because the whole time we were there, when Eldris came over to Hellspawn, they already knew. So he was like, oh, you see how big my wingspan is? Because his wings are like this. So when Eldris comes over, I'm doing my thing. And I said, we know who the real hero is. And he started cracking up. Everybody was really just great. From Jim, like I said, seeing Jim Lee, Miss Garcia coming over. I mean, dude, I was like, again.
Yeah, you
I call it Cloud
well represented.
Right.
Over Cloud 9.
Right. And I mean, for me, who's done stuff in front of the camera, behind the camera, because I kind of knew what time it was, but it was just the moment that you're in that moment, and you're just like, and as like you said, as a professional, you try to keep it sane. You try not to be but I'm like this. Hey, can we get a picture?
Gonna be a groupie.
Hey, right? I'm like, because dude, we stood out from the fans. I won't even call
Of course. What are you talking about? I was looking on the videos. I'm like, look at Smoke doing his thing. Look at that.
And I think that's what really tripped me out. The next day, when they put out the highlight reel, Eldris is showing his highlight with us, and they had us as in the official. And I'm like, when he talks about the fans, and they're showing me in Hellspawn, I'm like, oh my God. And then people hit me.
No one else.
Wait.
No one else would have been the better fan than you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, wait now, going to the future of all the cons. Oh, they're gonna be hitting up the Smoke like, hey, come on, Bring your ass over here. We want you to do the same thing you did over at the cons, dude.
I was already
Come on.
I was already slowly getting offers and asking to appear for Black Adam events and all. And so I was like, if it's in my
Let's go.
wheelhouse and I can do it, I'm down to do it. I did, like I said, I did another appearance for a press screening for Black Adam and all. And, you know, I did something with the Party Nerds and all, which was a great video. I know you saw the video with the guys, Jervis, my boy Jervis and all, shaking and all. That was a cool moment. It was, like I said again,
They were doing my scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a nice shout out.
Party Nerds, you all hear that. But what I
I'm
think
gonna have
was,
to resurrect and electrify somebody now.
well, I thought it was real humbling. The fact that we all got a chance to shine. Like Vlad, talk about your time on what happened with you.
I think for everyone who loves The Rock, this is a dream come true. I just wanted to see him in Toronto. It doesn't matter if he doesn't sign my belt. I'm a big fan of WWE also, so I had a replica belt of his last championship with me. So I'm like, you know what? He just had to see it with me, just pointing, no matter what. So I'm just okay. I'll go with my brother in. Shout out for him, Dwayne Rocky, yo, if anything. And then when he came on stage, I'm like, okay, this is the moment. But that moment wasn't what I expected because they pulled me out of the crowd and put me behind behind the stage to go on stage and meet him for a surprise gift that he was supposed to give. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna meet him. I'm gonna go on stage. So I'm shaking like a chicken, like my legs are groggy, like, okay, I'm going on stage. And then I'm just going like, if he's my brother, like, come on, handshake, what's up? And then I'm standing next to him. and like you inside of me, I'm like, ooh. He's 6'4", I'm 6'2",
Yeah.
so, and he's wow. I'm like, okay, I'm tall, but he's
Trying to
taller.
size them up a little bit.
Yeah. So standing really straight, and then talks about a bit of the movie, how well represented the GSA is, and then the MC says, so these two finalists, there was another guy dressed as Black Adam, not as the Smoke, something just cosplay Comic-Con version.
You still did a good
So,
job.
no,
You still did a good
it's
job.
still good, still good.
Not
yeah,
as
still good.
the Smoke.
Exact. So I'm like, okay, so I'm a finalist for a gift that he's supposed to give to us. So just to let you know, it's a trip to LA. He's giving a trip to LA. So I'm like, oh, am I gonna win or not? So who cares? I'm next to him. I shake his hand. I'm
Congratulations,
living
you
the
won
dream
a
of
trip to
Angel.
Los Angeles.
Yes, thank you. So he goes there, seeing the names of the winner, and I'm bursting with energy, almost tearing, and then shaking, taking photos, grabbing his muscle. I'm not just going berserk. Honestly, I don't know how I did. I grabbed him, shake his hand, grabbed him, take a photo, video, and
You
if you
blacked
go
out?
on my, I blacked out for real. I remember saying, "Yo, my man, thank you very much." And if you go on my social media, you see this is viral everywhere. That photo, he puts it on his page, on Black Adam movie page. This is the love I have for The Rock, but also for the wrestler. And you see, he's so happy to have that type of fan
Well,
next
you
to him.
gave him that energy because that face, when he makes that face,
Yes.
and he's like, and I'm like, dude,
This is
he used that image with you and him doing that and all that. I mean, because the other one I saw was him and the little kid that was dressed like Black Adam, which I thought was awesome.
yes, in Los Angeles.
Yo, that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope. And so,
I know,
those
Smoke, you got
highlights-
someone come out for you.
yeah, he's trying to come for me. And so, seeing those moments like that, I mean, seriously, man, that was surreal. I remember you were hitting me up and like, dude, you're not going to believe what just happened to me. All this stuff. We're both like, dude, we having a good week. We're having a real good week, you know?
Like Angel was saying, just it's over 10 out of cloud. This is, I think he
Top
actually
10.
made a home run to the out of this planet. It was, yeah, it's crazy
But
how much it was
nice.
fun.
now here's the thing. This is what I want to ask both of you. So what do you now think now, because, we saw what the critics said. We don't care what the critics say. But the audience, I think because Dwayne put so much work and love into it, going on that world tour played a major part in it. The fact that it did, number one, and it broke all the rules, it went against what the criteria is for what critics think a good movie should be. And people were like, yeah, it might have not been the greatest movie in the world. It wasn't Endgame, but it was great. It made me want to go back to see it 2, 3, 4 times. Mm-hmm. I've already seen it 3 times already. For you two, how did you feel when it hit the 90% an audience for Rotten Tomatoes, and let alone became the #1 film, one of his biggest films to date, as far as his career? They just stated that Dwayne had the biggest opening and one of his biggest major, for a major film. How did that make you all feel when you heard that?
And Joel?
So I've seen it once because obviously I'm over here doing my thing and gonna be on set tomorrow. But I'm gonna, as soon as I go back to Chicago, I'm gonna probably see it 2 or 3 more times. But it being not one of his, but the biggest, it's his biggest opening in his entire career. And like you said, him putting the marketing behind it. The marketing for this was insane. I've never seen a DC film throw out so much marketing, and we're talking Christopher Nolan, Batman, which is my favorite trilogy.
Yeah.
We're talking the Suicide Squad 1 and 2. We're talking about everything that's gone up till now when it comes to DC. Even the Justice League has not had this much marketing behind it. The figures, the promotional value, the trailers, everything. And it being his #1. It's his #1. This is his top film.
Right.
Going in his career, this is top film. Nothing's going to top it unless he does something else of the magnitude. And again, when it comes like me being an actor, me being the storyteller, I don't really care what the critics have to say because I'm there. I know what's going on. I know what I'm doing to make this project a reality.
Right.
And the critics always have this thing. They're always going to have they always have to have something to say. And they have their way of doing this professionally and breaking down the film, et cetera, Ebert and Roper, all these guys. And they can have their say, that's fine. But this wasn't made for the critics. This film was never made for that. It was made, yes. And he says it, this was giving the fans what they want. And when you see the film, when you see the story behind it, 15 years, man, this was 15 years in the making.
Since 2008, he was pushing it. 2007, 2008. Yep.
I've seen the earlier incarnations of the Black Adam smoke look. Like I've seen your earlier incarnations. I thought they were gonna go with something like that, but hey, that's fine with me. Because now it's it's something more relatable and it's gonna go through the roof. Like this is just the opening weekend. But that's his biggest film to date. That's his biggest opening to date. And the quality of everything that went down, watching you guys be part of the marketing of the film, whether it be a fan experience, whether it be in cosplay, just watching. I'm like, man, I wish I was there. Like I was literally like, man, if I was in New York right now, all I wanted to I just wanted to take a picture, just just standing there in the ambiance. Because I've been in New York when I was on SVU and stuff like that. But of that magnitude, I can only imagine how it felt just being there, let alone Smoke, you being a part of the fan experience as the Man in Black. Dude, if I was able to do that, I didn't have to be a part of the movie. Screw that. I could just do that and I'm good. But like seeing the 90%, and I posted it when it was 89%, and then I saw like, oh crap, now it's 90. Damn it. But yeah, you can see how much the fans appreciate the work that went into this. And everybody has their own opinion of the film itself. But again, the hard work that went into this, Seven Bucks Productions putting their heart and soul into this, him putting his heart and soul into this. Like this, it wasn't just a Warner Brothers project or a New Line Cinema project. This was heavily.
It was his blood, his sweat.
This was, and he says it every day: blood, sweat, and respect. He's got a clothing line. you know, even Under Armour. Like I just bought,
Got the sneakers. Got them upstairs.
I got the hoodie.
Okay, I got the sneakers.
I got the hoodie, and even that, it's like, dude, he wants everyone to be a part of this universe in one way, shape, or form. And it was just, again, like I then what puts it into perspective is me watching myself in this film. Like I said, I was nervous going into the theater. I'm like, I don't know what to expect, because what if they cut out like mostly all the scenes, but they used everything.
Because when you asked me, I remember when I saw it and you asked me, hey, did they use my scene? I'm like, oh yeah, they used your scene. They used. And
when I asked if they used the scene, it says like the way I remember it being on scene, because we shot that 5 or 6 times.
Okay.
Different takes, and I didn't know if they were going to use like, because there's unfortunately there's some stuff there that's like, I'm not really going to get into it, but there's somebody involved with some stuff. Anyway, but seeing that, and I like, as an actor, as a storyteller, is what I call myself an actor loosely, because I'm a storyteller. I love saying that, because what's the story? Even in wrestling, like, what's the story we're going to tell? Instead of what's the match we're going to do, what's the story we're going to tell in the ring? Being on set and watching everything, every scene, just for that moment. And they cut the scene with Mo. Mo is hilarious, by the way. That guy is hilarious. And just watching everything go into play, just like, I mean, dude, Rock had like 5 stand-ins on set.
Wow.
Just he had 5 stand-ins. He had 5 stand-ins. And I'm looking at him like, dang, I didn't know, that, but he's giving people to work. Like one of the scenes, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, the champion scene.
Yeah.
The champion scene. And I recognize the actor who's the champion before The Rock was the champion, or before Teth Adam, his son.
Yes.
I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Aren't you playing The Rock in Young Rock? Ain't that?
Yeah. And because I met him
awesome.
at the Carpet event. Yeah, so
awesome.
As soon as I saw him, I was like, yo, what's up, bro? And everything. I was like, dude.
And so down to earth. I heard he's like real cool.
Julie. Yeah.
And a friend of mine, his name is Kekwa Shelby. He was in The Rock's The Titan Games.
Okay.
And another one, it's like, man, you guys are so. And here's a little funny thing about it. On set, I was called Baby Rock. For the simple fact that I would always tell people, because everybody, when I got into acting, the first thing people said was, man, you really look like The Rock. And I'm like, yeah, if you take The Rock, put him in a dryer for 3 hours and let him shrink, there you go.
So imagine, I can only imagine if I was on set with you, and at the same time they're looking at us. Wait, we got doppelgangers here.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, like the stand-ins there, like you could have been Smoke if you were a part of the. If you were even Vlad, you guys had we all have. What's going on?
Vlad's got that Ray Fisher look. Because I said to him, I said, I'm surprised Dwayne didn't say, Ray, what are you doing here?
Let him shave the mustache and the beard. Let him line himself up, and he looks like The Rock in Walking Tall.
Yeah.
But then you and I.
Hey, this is my favorite movie, Walking Tall. First one he did after not leaving the
Rundown.
That was my favorite one. No, Walking Tall. When he goes back home.
I would not be surprised. Like, why can't The Rock do a Rundown too? Like, look at the magnitude of Black Adam. Like right now, The Rock can just simply do this.
Yeah, and that's not saying that's not saying that he still can't. I mean, look, they waited on movies for a long time.
And he won't. He won't, because he's that type of professional. And when people say that to me, like, man, you look like The Rock, and then I give him that little joke that if you put The Rock in a dryer, then you get me. It's so stupid, I know, but and just, oh my God, I'm just still like blessed to this day. Like, I've done all the other stuff that I've done with Cobra Kai, with all blah 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 blah, but this movie, watching myself on a big screen, I've never seen myself on a big screen like that, never. Right. And I'm like, something's gonna happen after this. Oh,
yeah, dude, congrats again. You work hard, like you said. You start from scratch, and then a few years ago, after you get on the big screen, you get one of the best shots in the movie, Congrats, and just keep pushing, going forward. You cannot stay here with Black Adam. I'm seeing more
Yep.
for you and for every project. That Cobra Kai was
Star Wars or
amazing.
bust.
And Mayans
Yeah,
MC.
yeah.
So here's my question: what do you have coming up down the pipe? Because I know you're, like I said, you mentioned earlier, you're right now in New Mexico, filming. What are the other projects you got coming up, Angel?
So I just and again, thank you guys. I appreciate you. Appreciate the love. You guys don't understand how much that means to me. But now, so here in New Mexico, it's a project called Obliterated. It's for Netflix.
Okay.
And then I just wrapped a big project in Chicago. I can't tell you what it is because I did sign an NDA, but I will say
about
that oh my God, that show that I met, and it's a big show in Chicago, but it's just nuts being a part of that, and working with the actors that I was working with there. Those are the only two right now that I just wrapped on that, and then doing this. I'm gonna be on set tomorrow for Obliterated, and then now we're just waiting for the next opportunity. I'm the type of person, like you said, Smoke earlier, that okay, what's the next thing? What's next?
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah.
I've been lately. I've been just taking it in now, because before, as an actor, I'm like, I want to book this, I want to book that, I want to book this. But now it's just like, let me just audition. I just want to get in the room, and I want people to see what I can do, so that okay, maybe we can use him for this or this.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. I can't do everything. I have a limited look. I can't change it, but I'm going to use it to my advantage. This is going to be my brand, and I want people to understand that I'll do what it takes to get to that next level. I may not be The Rock, but I could be The Rock's antagonist in the next film. I could be something. I like that's my goal. But my goal ultimately is to be the next Sith Lord in Star Wars. Everybody knows about my love of Star Wars. And that's like, if I can do that, I don't have to act ever again. That's what I want to do. If I can just be that in either The Mandalorian or the next incarnation of Star Wars, we're good. But I'm ready. I'm like ready. I'm hungrier than ever. Watching myself on the big screen is like, what's next?
Well, you know what?
After that?
Yeah, because I can see you playing or working as a clone, just like myself, in Boba Fett, a Book of Boba Fett, for example. Like, because
That would be
not for nothing, we could easily play as the clones, some of the clones from Star Wars, easily,
Right?
Easily.
We just get to speak in an Australian accent,
Yeah,
or a New Zealand accent.
I remember when I met Daniel. That's a whole nother story. I have to tell.
So, Angel, I'd like to thank you for being with us today, to giving us some, I would say, not Easter egg or shout out or spoilers about Black Adam, but just for being yourself, and also congratulations of being one of the best henchmen, Enter Gang, that get ripped by The Rock. But also, congrats on every project that you'll be working on for the next years or for the next days. So congrats. And for everyone who's actually listening to us, go see the movie. It's now in movie theaters, Black Adam. Go support the movie. Go support the DC Universe fandom. Let us know who's the Man in Black. So congrats again. Love the gimmick that we have together. It's amazing. Congrats.
And I want to also say this like this, straight up. I'm hoping that me and Angel get a chance to do a film together, a movie together. It would be manifested that he and I talking about this right now, and then years later,
it's gonna happen. We're gonna be in Star Wars.
Yeah, I can see something like that happening for us. But I want to say, Angel, thank you so much for joining us, man. Thank you, because I know you have a busy schedule and us taking the time to be able to talk with you and all. It's been a true blessing to have you, man. And again, man, I've been in your corner all the way back. So, like, again, just keep up the great work, man. I'm keeping you in my prayers. We both are. And all the fans out there really appreciate you dying for us to make Black Adam better.
Guys, the pleasure and honor is mine. Thank you guys for having me on here. And Vlad, it was an honor meeting you. Smoke, we go back. And as you are, you guys are giving me the props. I'm giving you guys all those blessings you're sending, I'm giving it to you guys right back. You guys,
Thank you.
let's get continued success all around, so that one day we can just sit down as the very, very old man. You remember that one time we were on this thing talking about?
Yeah, I
this
remember
day?
when.
You know, two bald men and a guy
I'll take
with
it.
hair.
I'll take it even one step further. It would be a trip of all of three of us come on, and then we end up getting Dwayne to come on as a.
Oh, that would be crazy.
You know, that would be even crazier. Like this is
Like,
years
hey.
later, you know.
You killed me. What the hell, man? But you made my career a little bit, so
Yeah.
thank you. But again, guys, thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother. All right.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
guys.
very much.
All right.
Watch
Three-
Black Adam.
Yes, right. Black Adam, the man in black himself.